What's up, people? Welcome to this episode of the Buy the Hood podcast slash webcast because I don't know how you're consuming this content. I'm your host as always. My name is Jimmy. And as we start off every show, we just want to start it off with saying thank you to our audience for helping our podcast grow, for buying the merchandise, our courses, everything we got going on. We have a lot of support in the community and we want to say thank you, especially considering everything that's going on in the world today. We really do appreciate all of the support. As always, we like to highlight brothers and sisters who are doing amazing work in the community. And this should be an amazing episode. You'll see why soon. But as always, I have my partner, my brother with me. Corey, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm living La Vida Loca, man. You know, even though we living in these COVID-19 times, we still living. And so with every breath, we win.
Absolutely. There's nothing to complain about. Listen, for anybody who's listened to our show, we like to highlight people who are doing amazing work. This is a special guest because we've never had anyone this young on our platform, but this brother right here is building a business. He's an investor, very intelligent. So I looked at a lot of the things that he had going on online, and I'm like, I don't even know if he recognizes how bright he is because he's gotten to the game at such a young age and had an impact so far, and he's helping other people and other kids as well do what he's doing. We have Christon T.R.U.T.H Jones with us. Christon, how are you?
Great, and I'm so happy to be here. It's been a wonderful day for me, and I'm just ready to get started.
Listen, real fast, before we even get started, how old are you? Let's let our audience know how old you are.
So currently I'm 13 years old and in the 7th grade.
Wow, 13 in the 7th grade. Okay, so
Yep.
we know that you're an investor. That's your thing first. Before anything else, before you build out your courses and everything, you became an investor. 13 in the 7th grade. How on earth did you get into investing at such a young age?
So actually I even got my interest from investing from a 14-year-old black boy out of Chicago who had made $50,000 off of Nike stock. Now this story was, I know it was a couple years ago, but he's an adult now, but he was 14 at the time.
I saw that video on YouTube.
And I watched the video. And I watched the video. I was just like, wow, he made $50,000 and he didn't have to do anything. I want to learn how to do this. So like anybody, I began to ask my mom if she could teach me how to invest. At the time, she didn't really take me so seriously because I was about 8 to 9 years old. So, of course, she thought it was more so like you're just saying that because, of course, as kids, we change our mind all the time. So then I began doing my own research. And then I told her later I wanted to open up a brokerage account, which is the account you use in order to invest or day trade. So then she started to take me a little more seriously. So after that, she also, since she did at the time, she did know how to invest, but she didn't know how to day trade. So she went out and got some more information and took a course on how to not only invest, but how to day trade. And with day trading, you can make money whether the stock market goes up or down. So It doesn't matter what direction it is. So once she learned that information, she came back and taught me the information. But we did take it at first. We were taking it at the same time, but 8 and 9 years old, you don't really understand what they're talking about. So she came back and broke it down to me, and that's that. She got started on, growing my investing knowledge and growing from day trading.
Nice. So not only do you invest long-term, you're also a trader as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I saw like you running some and it's not just simple trades too. I saw you doing like covered calls and a lot of exotic type trades, man. So you're really out here getting to it. What are some of the things that you read that gave you the knowledge, if you don't mind sharing some of the things that you as a young guy read and things started to click for you?
I would say one of the biggest books that I read were Tony Robbins' Money Master the Game, and I actually have the copy with me right now. It's about a 600-page book, but it's definitely a worthwhile read, especially if you're looking to grow your investing, but not only investing, but financial knowledge overall.
Okay. So what was it about the stock market that, like, outside of the video of watching him, once you got into it, because again, you stuck with this, what was it that made you kind of like, stick with this and to say, this is what I'm going to do?
I would say the thing that made me stick with the stock market, besides making money, I would say that the whole process, and it's kind of like, I guess you could say, legal drug money, where it's just so quick, and it's very easy to learn, and it's very simple to learn. Once you get the concept and how everything works, it is so easy to make money from. But of course, you also have to put rules in place when you are investing, and especially when you're day trading. And one of the rules that I follow is through my acronym, which is also based off my nickname, called T.R.U.T.H. And it goes like this. T, tap 20 companies that you like and that you already buy from. We call this your circle 20. So these are, like I said, companies that you already like, you already buy from, like an Apple or Microsoft, and see how you can make money off them if they're publicly traded. R, research those companies thoroughly. Of course, you're not going to invest in a company you know nothing about. U, understand the historical data behind that company. You got to check the historical data because you want to see if the company is consistent, it's had a good track record, it hasn't had any major losses or any negative or a lot of negative news come about with the company or anything that could affect the company's future. And then T, trade after closing. Sometimes, especially when you're investing a lot of money and trading a lot of money, you do have to give yourself some time to think about a trade before you place it, and make sure you are putting yourself in the most optimal position in order to execute that trade to make sure, well, you don't lose. And then H, have an enter and exit strategy. Now, what I mean by that is, let's say I do a call option, or what I'm saying, Microsoft's going to go up, and I want to make $100. As soon as I make my $100, I get out. Because the number one rule of trading is you cannot be greedy. I'm going to say that again. You cannot be greedy, because greed will get you killed. And what I mean by that is, because when you start getting greedy, you start becoming arrogant and cocky. You don't do your research. You don't stay focused. You're just making random trades, and then you start losing. So never be greedy.
That's amazing, because, as someone who's twice your age, I struggle with, because what I understand is one of the more difficult parts, specifically when you talk about options, is the emotional part. That's actually, to me, the most difficult part, right? Because, the gambler in me is like, I'm up 20%, I might as well get 30, right? So having that discipline is amazing. And for you to understand that at your age, that's phenomenal, to have your strategy. What you think about that, Core?
I like the way he broke it down, because it makes it simple for the everyday person. I trade all the time, and so I trade the system. I have my own way of picking up my companies or whatever, and to hear him break it down and to make it so simple for other people, that warmed my heart.
Yeah, because he came up with his own acronym and everything. Like, how'd you come up with the truth? Like, that's you sitting around just thinking about it, or because that's your system? Your system is the truth.
Yes, I actually didn't come up with it myself. I actually had a media coach at the time. Her name is Miss Jay Mercer, and she actually helped me build the acronym, and we built it together. So he was just like, one day, here's truth. Use this.
Nice. Another thing I recognize about you, just from doing some studying before we got on here, is you don't mind investing in yourself, right? So you invest in the market, you have your business, but I noticed that you invest in coaches and training and things like that. And that's also important, because you're still in school, but you're also investing in things outside of school to help propel yourself.
Yes.
What made you be open to that? Is it something that, your parents did, or something that you recognize you needed help, or how'd that come about?
Well, at first, it did kind of start off with my mom getting me coaches in order to grow my platform and grow my business overall. We started to find other lanes that we know we weren't at the best at, and we could try and figure it out and do it ourselves. But why not just hire someone that already excels in that lane in order to put you on a new level and get you higher and further than you'd ever do by yourself? So it's like a whole thing, not only with the coaches, but also creating a team that everyone has their own different part that they're great at. And then everyone can build together and monetize together. So I would say that's the biggest thing as far as investing in yourself. Also, we'll say that investing in yourself is more important than investing in the stock market, investing in real estate, or investing in anybody else. Because if you're not willing to invest in yourself, you can't even learn the tools in order to do those other things you want to do. So you have to start with investing in yourself.
Man, amazing, amazing. What has been the reaction of like your peers? So you started this as a young man. I'm pretty sure you have maybe cousins or family or even friends at school. What do they say about you taking this journey? Like, what is their response? Are you able to teach them, or are they like, look, we don't want nothing to do with that? Like, how's that been?
I would say it's kind of 50-50. Why don't even say 50-50? It's kind of like one situation be like, at first it's kind of, wow, oh my gosh. And then it kind of dies down and becomes nonchalant because they knew me before that. Because half the time I don't really tell people about what I do, and because I don't want them to view me differently. But it will be that. It'll also be, well, wow, how can I get started? And they'll try to pick my brain. And then other people, of course, they just, well, really, I won't say they don't care, but it's just, okay, nice. There's nothing I can do for that.
Okay, so you've built your system out and everything. So and I know that now you're teaching others. What has been your platform? Do you have courses, or is it consultations, or kind of both, or what does that look like?
So I do have a course, and my course is called the T.R.U.T.H Success Series. And in that course, we teach you we can take anybody from the basics of investing to becoming a successful day trader. So we show you how to search a great stock so you can choose your Circle 20 and find your companies that you're going to invest in. Then we take you, of course, to just the basic stocks. Then we take you into the options. And then once you learn the options, start applying that as well. Then we go to take you through cover calls. And we just got a whole system in place. But also while you're learning the information, we do Sunday coaching calls. And on those coaching calls, we make sure you're understanding the information. That's where you can ask questions. Like I said, just making sure you're understanding the information and everything's not becoming too overwhelming. We also add you to a private Facebook group. And in that Facebook group, we do give trades to all of our clients. But we're not telling you what to do. We do put them in there because that's illegal, not financial advisors.
Exactly. Always keep that in
Definitely
mind.
not financial advisors.
Always keep that in mind. So yeah, we'll make sure to give us the links and everything so we can link up your courses so everybody can see exactly what you got going on. So that's kind of how you got to where you are, what you're working on now. What does your future look like? Because I mean, you're still such a young guy. What are you trying to do for the future? What are your plans?
So my plans are for the future are to grow my nonprofit and to grow my award show.
Stop.
And they're actually both by the.
I want to talk about the nonprofit. Let's start there.
So the nonprofit and actually the award show are both under the same name, T.R.U.T.H Playmakers. And in the nonprofit, I go around speaking around the country and teach underprivileged youth how to invest in the stock market and how they can get started with investing, just teaching them the financial world overall. And then as far as my award show goes, I honor 17 amazing African-American youth, or I guess you could say my peers that are all in different industries. Everyone's doing an amazing thing and excelling in their industry. Then we all come together at the award show. We network, we meet each other in person if we haven't already, and just see how we can all collaborate and build off of each other. We support each other. And then also I invite what's called VIPs, who are people, I guess you could say, big time people or big greats or people that can do a lot for them in each of their industries, and see if they can connect with them and see how they can build and capitalize off that situation. So it's kind of like a award show / networking event, but it's a great experience overall. When we actually had our first one last year, sadly we weren't able to do it this year, but we're coming back strong in 2021.
Man, that's amazing too. It's amazing. Yeah, man, that's amazing work you're doing, man. Congratulations to you with everything you got going on.
Thank you.
Much continued success. Corey, you got anything, man? Because this.
Yeah. So I'm interested in your schooling, right? As a teacher, as somebody who has had thousands of students, and interested in tens of thousands of things. I'm wondering, how do you manage to build your regular knowledge base and still do your business as such a young person?
I would say it's all just time management and creating a schedule and putting that in place And then also having, besides the schedule, have a checklist and have your 3 daily goals that you want to complete or 5 daily goals that you want to complete for the day. And then as soon as you complete them, you can be done. You can focus on other things. But those are the things you have to complete by the end of the day. So I will say the whole thing is just time management and having a schedule in place and a system in place in order to grow.
You ever
And
thought
also,
about? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
outside. What was I going to say? Oh, sorry. And also, I actually created an acronym for this that's ironically kind of based off of school. And it's called GPA. It's not grade point average, but it's goals, plan, and action. You got to create a goal. You got to create a plan for this in order to achieve that goal. Last but not least, you have to take action, or it's nothing but a dream.
Man, you already understand systems, which is like, when I was your age, I wasn't thinking about systems, but it's just that you're so far ahead of the curve, man. You're so far ahead of the curve.
Right. The other thing I wanted to ask, Young Truth is, how do you, you got siblings, brothers and sisters, family supports. So how do you, did it change your family dynamics, or is it just, everything is just everything?
I would say it kind of did change the family dynamic and the family direction in a way. And what I mean by that is my mom always said that she would be the last person to work a job and be on somebody's clock, and that we would be the generation to set our whole family financially and financially free and be able to create generational wealth. I will say it definitely changed the family's dynamic. And also, my uncle's an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. My grandmother is an entrepreneur. So entrepreneurship has been, I guess you could, in the family for a while, but not, I want to say, on this level. And we haven't been able to grow to this level as a family overall. But I will say this, my little sister, Bailey, she actually has wrote a book of her own as well. And in her book, she talks about self-love, because so many people don't love themselves. They'll give love to everybody else except themselves and, number one.
Okay. This is a interesting question. We like to ask our guests, but again, we've never had anyone as young as you on. But throughout this journey that you've already taken, in terms of starting where you started when you said, hey, I want to learn about stocks, to where you are now with systems in place and all of that, what do you think is been the biggest hurdle, or something that you had to get over, or something that you learned from that maybe our audience can say, they can, get a little bit of information from, something that you learned from?
I would say the biggest hurdle I've had to get over is discipline. And discipline and ageism. And the reason I say discipline and ageism is discipline. I remember, especially when I was younger, I always try to get into everything. Ooh, I want to invest. Ooh, I want to do real estate. Ooh, I want to drive cars or something. And I just be all over the place, and I would stay focused on my main objective, which is, of course, growing my business and growing my knowledge on the stock market. So I would say the biggest thing is discipline, and especially self-discipline and staying focused, and also ageism. But a lot of people, since I am so young, not taking me seriously, or as seriously as they would an older person who has had more years in the game. But age is just nothing but a number. Mm-hmm. You can complete more at the age of 12 than a lot of people have at the age of 40.
It's true.
So age is just a number. And I would say that's kind of a discrimination that a lot of people have used against me. But I've just used it as motivation.
Man, nice. So out of everything you do with the business, with the long-term investing and stuff, what do you have the most fun at? Is it the trading? Is it the buying of your Circle of 20? What's the most fun to you?
I would say the most fun, besides making money, is would be, to be honest, adding impact to other people, because I like to help people, and especially see how I can influence them and grow their knowledge and just put them on a whole nother level, because I see how a lot of people can potentially grow from the situation and grow from the knowledge I've given them. So I would say, especially seeing like everybody's expression after they've learned so much information that they can then take and change their whole own family dynamic for generations to come. So I would say for me, it's definitely impact over income, and that influence is the thing that is the most fun for me.
Impact over income. I like that.
Right?
Listen, man,
Yeah, my man just dropped the bar on
you got all the catchphrases, the acronyms, man. I could tell you do public speaking. You know, you're pretty
right?
good with it. You're pretty good with it. Have you had any training like in terms of your public speaking? Because you're pretty good.
Actually, yes. I was trained by, the former #1 speaker in the world, Mr. Les Brown.
That's my guy. Okay.
Yeah, under his now, sadly defunct Les Brown Institute. And actually, when I got started, the reason I even started speaking was because I saw Mr. Brown at a Let's Get Motivated seminar when I was 9 years old. Then the next year later, after we got introduced to the Institute, of course, we wanted to sign up, do everything like that. I met him a year later when I was 10 years old and actually got to speak on the same stage as him and also speak in front of him.
Okay.
So that was definitely a great experience. And I also learned a lot as far as speaking, how to speak, and how to control the emotions of the crowd. Of course, the different movements you can make, because movement is definitely a central part of speaking, because you don't want to kind of stand in one place when you're speaking.
Yeah, and also we just want to give a shout out to your mom while we're on here, because she's putting you in all the right rooms. She put you in the room with Les Brown, learn how to speak, and helped you get the information. So shout out to her. She, because, man, you
told her you wanted to do something and it got done.
Yeah, I'm just blown away, man, because I could tell that you're pretty good at speaking and very articulate, man. So we love everything you got going on, man. I just want to say, man, continue success, and we're very proud of you, man, and keep pushing our culture forward, because a lot of kids will, and a lot of people that see this, we're going to share this with people, and they're going to share it with their kid to see that, like you said, age is nothing but a number, and if you get focused and get disciplined, you can do whatever you want to do, So, man, Corey, anything you got before we get to the young brother out of here?
Yeah, man, I'm kind of like, amazed at the depth of the things that he's done at the age that he's done it at. Like, it's amazing. I don't even know what else to say. I have a son exactly the same age, and my son knows, a lot about the stock market. He's been in our classes and stuff, but our son, my son, he look at me like I got 3 eyes when I tell him he can do this kind of stuff. He don't even want to do it. So,
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, once we get this up, I got to show my nephew this episode, man, because
your nephew was in the class with us too. Like, they have this knowledge, and we try to get them to, to do the speaking and stuff that Truth does, and my son.
But Truth has a passion for it, man. But like I said, it's not just about that. I like the way that you're already focused on nonprofit work. You're already focused on teaching others, and you're just so far ahead. And I know you probably hear that a lot, right? But you got to understand. Yeah. You got to understand guys like us that have been doing this for a while, right? This is just amazing to us to see, because you always think about, like, man, if I know what I knew now back then, where would I be now? But you do know. You're already
doing something about it.
You're already doing cover calls, like, come on, man. Like, this is this next level, man. So just want to say, man, continue the amazing work. We're going to follow your journey. We're going to make sure we share everything you got going on with our audience. And we Lord knows where you'll be at, man. We may have you on here in a couple of years, man, and everybody going to be working for you or something, man, because you're out here putting in major work, man. But Truth, man, just want to say thank you for your time and sharing your story with our audience, and keep up the good work. Absolutely, anytime, man. Corey, anything we got there?
Nah, just Truth. Anything else you want to say to our audience? Anything you want to shout out? Anybody you want to shout out? Spend a few minutes doing that.
So I do want to shout out my Instagram.
Yeah.
Everyone should go follow me at the T.R.U.T.H 2024. At the T.R.U.T.H 2024. And while you're there, go ahead and check out my website, thetruthjones.com, and sign up for the course if you want to learn how to successfully day trade.
Absolutely. And we'll make sure that we'll put the link to your IG and everything in the description box, as well as the show notes on the podcast. So, man, listen to our audience. Make sure you share this episode. If you have anyone younger in your family, your kids, make sure you have them watch this and see that, listen, this brother right here is doing amazing work in the markets and also teaching others at such a young age. So it is possible. And as we always say to our audience, it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much you keep. Game elevates, and we'll see you on the next episode. Peace.